Today I'm going to cut up this collage masterboard and come up with a bunch of different cards and tags. Now, where to begin? This sheet in front of me is 12 by 12 inches and it's an easy, neat square I can work with, and it gives me a few options actually. I could take my 12 inches across and divide it into 3 sections, 4 inches each, or 4 sections, 3 inches each, and then I can decide how big I want to make them. And you know me, I don't like measuring at all, mainly because I always get it wrong. But for this little one, I have done a tiny bit of pre-planning because you know what they say, you need to measure quite a few times before you have the confidence to cut it apart. Once you cut it, that's it, you've cut it. So I have marked a few squares, rectangle shapes here, and those are going to be my cards. I'm going to go ahead and use my scissors to cut this all up. I haven't got a paper cutting machine, so you'll have to bear with. I need to start cutting through, and at the same time I need to be mindful of what is on the other end. So for example, if I reach a piece of lace, I might decide that I don't want to cut straight through it, so I might hold off for a later time, or just leave it hanging from the edge like that. So this is something that I need to be mindful of as I make my way through this colorful collage masterboard. So let me have a go at that, and I'll catch you up a bit later when it's all cut up. Now, when it's cut up, that is the most exciting part, because as you're cutting, you don't know what is going to end up on the other end. So what bits and what kind of bits and pieces of the collage you'll get, you don't know. I find that really exciting. So I'm going to save all of them facing down so that we can turn them up together and see what we've got on the other end. So here we are with the collage masterboard all cut up in all these little cards and tags. I can't wait to peek and see what's on the other side. I haven't looked at them, I promise. I was saving it to look at it together with you. So let's see what we've got. Now this first one, oh, I love, you can see how when you cut the collage masterboard up, you get little bits and pieces of the collage, and you can't plan everything on here, of course, but I love it. I just love how the little stitching and bit of lace to give it texture, and the ribbon, this one is good. This one I love. So let's see what's next. Oh, look at that. Look at that little collage with the lace and just a bit of stamp. I love how they flow into each other. This is just so pretty to me. It's so pretty. Oh, look at that. So this is the other pop of color with bits and pieces of the collage, the ribbon, and some stamping. I love this one as well. Oh, that is so exciting. Look at this one. Wait, what side up is right side up? We've got this collage again with some, I have forgotten what side this lays on, but it's fine. It's just, it's looking so nice, and not planned. That's what I really love about it. Oh, this one is beautiful. Actually, this could be good this side up. So you can see this is where I had stitched some lace on, but with the cutting the lace is gone, but still it gives me some texture. I've got the stitch going on. I love this one. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we can turn this side up with the little postage stamp and the script stamp. I love this one. Oh, and we've got this little bit here. Yeah, actually, so because I was using the glue stick and it's not the best glue, I'm going to just touch up on a few little bits and pieces if they need it. So this one here, it just left the collage and landed in my hand, which should not be the case. So with a little bit of glue, I am popping this back on, and then I can go back in, add stitching and secure it to the page. There is another one. Yeah, there is another one here with more of the music sheet and still a little bit of ribbon, the washi tape, some stitching, a bit of stamp. I love that. Now here are the 4 bigger ones, and those I want to turn into tags. Let's see. Ooh, this one is really pretty. I love it with the lace once again. Now I've completely lost how I should be looking at it, but anyway, it works either way. I'm just going to pop a bit of glue down here because I noticed that the little corner was peeling off the base. Moving on, we've got this one, which is just so pretty with the piece of stamp here and the 2 pops of color and lace. I mean, sometimes it's better than what it would be if you had planned for it. We've got another one here. Oh, I love this one. It is less colorful and more neutral, but that would really work into my junk journal, the journal I'm making these for. And the last one, oh, it's a beautiful splash of this yellow color, and the corner is lifting up a little bit, so I'm going to mend that real quick here. Yeah, so those are all the cards we got from the Collage Masterboard, and they are not complete yet. Well, if you love how some of the collage came out, you could leave it as is. You don't need to do anything to it, but I feel I will have another browse through them, and somewhere I'm going to add focal points just to make it more of a finished look, and then I might add some stitching, but let's start with the focal points first. So these are the cards I decided were needing focal points, and by focal points I just mean something that goes on the top and steals the show a little bit, and perhaps tones down the colorful background with so many things going on. And I think these 4 didn't, they are beautiful, but they didn't turn out as their own kind of thing, so I feel they need a little bit of something. And I've got these floral cards here. I was thinking if I fussy cut an image from these cards, could that be a good focal point to these cards? Or perhaps for the longer tags it could be a bit small. Or is it good if I do a more on the yellow side, or maybe too much yellow? See, those are the moments that I need to make the decision, and it's not a life-changing decision obviously, but I just, with so much choice, sometimes it could be hard to make up my mind. Is this contrasting enough? I don't think so. Do I need something bolder? Perhaps a red one? Yeah, red could look good. We've got a lot of yellow going on here on this card, so shall I focus on more on the bolder colors of these roses and pick more reds and darker pinks? Or the yellow is good here, but what about this one? This one is quite a dark background, so does that need a yellow rose? Have I got any more left? This one is a bit dark. This one is beautiful. Okay, let me try this now. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and fussy cut around these beautiful rose images, and then I'll use the fussy cut as a focal point. So here is how they're looking, all fussy cut, and the only thing left to do on here, as far as the focal points are concerned, is to add a little bit of glue and just stick them down. I am using fabric glue because with all the texture I've got going on the back, on the backgrounds rather, any glue I feel would struggle. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going for the fabric glue. I've got a red rose here for a bit more contrast. And I'm going to use it to cover up a little bit of original background, a little bit of base layer that I had missed with my collage papers when I was doing the collage masterboard. And this is the last one. Oh, don't go upside down. Where does this fit? Over here. Initially I had another rose picked out for this spot here. It was this one, but it felt just a little bit too pale, so I changed it up with a more contrasting one. So now that these four have got their focal points on, and I'm not going to do anything else to change the rest of them, now it's time to struggle with the tools. What I mean by that is I want to round off a few corners. So this is my corner punch. It doesn't work great. Then I want to turn some of them into tags, and I'm going to use this tool to punch holes into the tags and this tool to put little eyelets on the top. So yeah, I'm going to struggle with them. I know I will. So thank you for bearing with, and let's see how it all goes. For my smaller cards that are not going to be a tag, I'm going to just round off some of the corners. So for this one, I feel this layout is good, and I'm going to round just the top corners. Okay, now fingers crossed. Yeah, this worked. Yeah, so this one, it's nearly done. It's nearly done. I will add another element to it, and I'll show you what it is later, but let me make my way through all of them. So this one, I feel I want to round the top corners once again. Just like that. another one here. I feel this one will make a great tag. So let me just, without measuring anything, go in and cut a corner. Many layers came out of that corner, and then I'll just take this little triangle, I'll flip it around and use that as a guide to cut my other side of the tag, and that should leave me with even sides, approximately with even sides. So yeah, that's going to be the tag, and I'm going to round off this bit here, if I can. No, it doesn't reach the cutting part. Oh well, we can do that using the scissors, just like so. It doesn't need more. Yeah, that's it. And somewhere approximately in the center here, I'm going to put a hole for my eyelet using my big tool, which has never been easy for me to use, but let's have a go. Yeah, that sound means the hole is there now. It's not completely in the center, it's a little bit off center, but that's absolutely fine with me. So I'm going to add a little eyelet through the hole. Please tell me this hole is big enough for the eyelet. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said I'm going to struggle with the tools. It's always the same story. I'm used to it, so that's fine. So I'm just going to use this one to close the eyelet. And yeah, that's the tag done. I could pull some string through now, or I could leave that for later time when I know what page this is going to go on to, and that way I can color coordinate a little bit better. So this is one tag done. Moving on to this one, I feel this only needs a rounding of corners, and the corners I'm going to round off are the top right and bottom right ones, just like that. All right. Next up is this beauty. I'm rounding off the two top corners. Yeah, one of them didn't turn out great because of the lace that's on there, so I'm going to just help it with the scissors, and that should be enough. Yeah, that works. A little mess starting to form here in front of me. Oh, this one. This is really pretty. I think I'm going to round off the top corners, like so. And then this one, it has to be a tag. It has got to be a tag. So let me cut off some of this, and once again use the little triangle as a guide. As the projects move forward and progress, my desk tends to get smaller and smaller, or at least it feels like it's getting smaller and smaller. Let me aim for the center here. That click we were after. I'm glad that this tool can go through a few layers of paper. Grabbing another eyelet. Trying to fit it in to today. Yeah, so I'm going to close this off with my little tool here, and that's the tag done. Another journaling card. This time I feel the left hand corners can be rounded. I haven't got a formula I follow with these ones. I just see what looks nice and I go for that. A few cards left. This one, I feel it's good as it is. Or shall I round off one corner up here? Yeah, let's do that. This corner punch, it stopped working, I feel. Okay, this one is done. Is this another tag then? No, I feel I don't want to cut through the lace, so I'm going to just, well, it is a tag, but I'm going to just round off the corners like so, and then put my little hole in to make space for an eyelet. Once again, let's roughly find the middle. Should be somewhere about there. Yeah, not that much, but still, it's good. It doesn't matter that much. See, little things like this, I could measure it, and if you like to be a little bit more precise, by all means go ahead and measure yours. But for me, I'd rather keep on creating and then stop my flow and try and measure stuff, get it wrong anyway, and then it feels like, you know, adding pressure for being perfect that I don't need to add onto the process. This one I'm rounding off the corners here, and I'll put in another hole to fit my eyelet somewhere in the middle, perhaps here. None of them I could find the center of. None of them. All of them are a little bit off center, but that's fine. All right, so those are the journaling cards and tags, and because we chose a type of paper that could be journaled on, these can be used as they are. Nothing else needs to be done to them. However, I'm going to go ahead and pass them through my sewing machine, just because I didn't use the best of glues, and you can see that some of my corners are starting to lift up, and I don't want these journaling cards to fall apart on me. So I'll just go ahead, pass them through the sewing machine, and I'll be back to show you how they are looking. So here is what the tags are looking like once they've been passed through the sewing machine. Let me start with the ones on the back. So this big one, I added some stitching on the side here, and another big one with the rows. Actually, I think they came from the same side of the collage masterboard. And then we've got another. Wait, who is hiding behind? Okay, I've got two bigger tags here, and for my smaller cards I added this jaggedy rough stitching on the side to make it look not so perfect but still beautiful. I've got this one, and the ones with the rounded edges, actually they look quite similar, and these two came from the same side of the collage masterboard too. So I'm hopeful that once they get into the junk journal, they will help keep cohesive theme throughout, and that's something that I really love.